What's up, guys? Welcome to Film Trash. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that just came out on Netflix. Now, I am going to be spoiling this movie, so if you haven't seen it, go over to Netflix and check it out, and then come back and watch this movie if you don't want to be spoiled. Or you could just save yourself a headache and just watch this review, because, to be honest, I think the movie is absolutely terrible. So the plot of the movie is essentially a couple social media influencers who are also chefs. They somehow managed to convince a bank to give them a whole bunch of money to buy a ghost town, and then they're going to auction off a bunch of the buildings to other social media influencers or people or whoever who are going to start their own businesses and basically create a utopian town in this Texas ghost town. Right off the bat, the story is just stupid. I'm willing to let that slide. It is whatever, you know. It definitely feels like they're trying to poke fun at like millennials and social media influencers and stuff like that. I mean, it gave us that scene from the trailer.
Try anything and you're canceled, bro.
And obviously really cringy and stupid dialogue. It really makes you not like any of the characters. So you end up not really caring when they die, which, I mean, kind of defeats the purpose in my opinion. You're not supposed to root for the villain to kill these annoying people, but whatever. As far as the main characters go, none of them were really all that likable either. One of them is just an asshole, treats an old lady like shit. The two kind of main girls were, I mean, more or less forgettable. The younger sister of the two, she had some sort of backstory about school violence. She survived a school shooting, but that whole plot line never really goes anywhere, so I don't know why they put that in there. Again, it just feels like they're trying to do something with millennial culture, but I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. It never really goes anywhere. The movie's only a little over an hour long, like not even an hour and a half. It feels like if they would have made it longer and focused a little bit more on something, on some sort of subplot or something, they could have had something there, but it just doesn't really go anywhere. But the real travesty is the actual story of Leatherface and Sally Hardesty and all of that, because this is touted as being a direct sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I'm a huge fan of the original. I've seen it a ton of times, and as a direct sequel, this movie makes absolutely no sense. At the beginning of this movie, we find out that Leatherface is living with this old lady in what used to be an orphanage in this abandoned ghost town. There's no explanation as to why he's living in an orphanage with some old lady. Where's the rest of the Sawyer family? Why is he in this orphanage in some random town? None of it makes any sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it, no explanation. It's just stupid. On top of that, they decided to bring back the character of Sally Hardesty, and I'm sure you guys saw that in the trailer. When that trailer first came out, everybody said right away they're trying to copy Halloween 2018. And they are, for sure, because they bring back Sally Hardesty, the final girl from the original, but they completely mess it up. There was no reason to bring her back. I mean, no offense to Marilyn Burns when I say this. She was a great actress, rest in peace, but her as an actress, as the character Sally Hardesty, it's just not that iconic. I guess in my opinion anyways, it's not like an iconic role from an iconic actor. Whereas when you think of Halloween, obviously you think of Michael Myers, but you also think of Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. It's an iconic actress in an iconic role, so it makes sense to bring her back. Sally Hardesty is not an iconic character within the Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe. She was the final girl at the end of the original, and that's pretty much it. That's all you really ever get of Sally Hardesty. So bringing her back was not only pointless, but her character isn't even in that much of the movie, like a small portion. She does the dumbest things that make no sense. Like at one point, she literally has Leatherface sitting on the edge of a bed, and she's got a shotgun pointed at him, and she lets him just get up and walk away. She says she was searching for him for 50 years to get her revenge, and she doesn't do anything. Not only that, but I'm sorry, I just have a hard time believing that her character would have been in this in the first place. They show her saying that she wants to get revenge, and she's been searching for him for 50 years, but that's just not the Sally Hardesty character that I think of. When I think of Sally Hardesty, I think of this. Because that look like the kind of girl that wants to go back and face Leatherface again? Probably not. I have a hard time buying it. And I think it was a stupid plot line. I think they just shoehorned it in there to get that sweet Halloween 2018 money, and I don't know what they were thinking. I actually have a theory that this movie wasn't even originally supposed to be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Really, if you take Sally Hardesty, which was shoehorned into the movie, it has nothing to do with the plot, it's completely pointless. You take her out of there, and you change Leatherface into just any other random nameless killer, and it's not at all a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Nothing about the story, or the plot, or the characters, or anything have to do with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like they just said, hey, here's this random slasher horror movie we're writing, and some other guy said, hey, I bet if we put Leatherface as the villain, we can sell this as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie and make a whole bunch of money because everybody will watch it. In fact, that gives me a good idea. Hey man, you don't happen to know the lunch meat? What are you doing? Oh, hey, I'm turning my video into a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. You can't just put Leatherface in a video and call it a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But I've got a chainsaw, and I'm wearing somebody's face on my face. It's ham. You have ham on your face. Besides, that still doesn't make it a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Well, what if I put Sally Hardesty in it? What? Hi, I'm Sally Hardesty. That's just you with a piece of rope on your head. Ah, who cares? I'm just gonna shit all over the characters from the original. It doesn't really matter. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Just take that shit off your head. And go buy some more ham. Alright, you guys get the point. This movie is stupid. It never should have been a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie in the first place. Now, I know what you're gonna say. I've seen it a lot. People are saying, well, it's a slasher movie. What did you expect? It's gonna be gory and bloody. It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. What did you expect? It's gonna be crappy. Yeah, I get it. Almost every film in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe is terrible. In fact, the only ones I enjoy are the original and the 2003 remake. Honestly, yeah, most of the films are terrible. I get it. But at least try to make it a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I know a lot of people point at Texas Chainsaw 3D as being a really, really terrible direct sequel to the original. And I agree, it was a stupid movie, the stupid plot. They tried to make Leatherface an anti-hero. It was a mess. And I get that. But at least they tried to make a story that works as a direct sequel to the original. I mean, the beginning of the movie even takes place directly after the original film. But this one, nothing about the story makes sense as a direct sequel to the original. Why? If you're gonna make a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, at least try to make a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Don't just make a generic horror film that has nothing to do with the original, throw Leatherface in it, and just say, yep, it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, go watch it! I'm sorry, it was terrible. Worst Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, in my opinion. And that's saying something because, like I said, Texas Chainsaw 3D is really bad. And I haven't actually seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 or 4. I know they're really bad. I've watched videos on them and seen trailers, and yeah, I know they're bad. But again, at least they tried to make a Texas Chainsaw Massacre story, whereas this movie didn't. They put no effort into it. And as far as the kills and the gore, yeah, it was really cool. As a slasher movie, it was really good in that aspect and that aspect alone. But even then, if you're making a direct sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, why are you focused on gore and blood and kills? That was never a big thing in the original. If you've seen the original, there actually is very little blood or gore in it. It's mostly just implied dread. You know, that's the kind of movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre is. It wasn't one of those over-the-top gory movies like Friday the 13th. It fails in every way to make any sense as a direct sequel to the original. They put no effort into this film, in my opinion, except maybe for the cinematography. The cinematography was good. That's about it. Alright guys, that does it for this review. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the little segment in the middle there. It was definitely something new I haven't done before, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you guys next time.